wanted to give you a quick demo of something I've been working on, which is kind of a reference implementation of an on-screen version of a device like a Novation Launchpad or an Ableton Push, where you send it notes and it changes the lights. So I wanted to have something that was kind of the abstract version of all of the specific devices that I'm going to make, and I specifically wanted for it to support all 128 notes and controls, so that I could hook it up to things as kind of also a visualization engine. And I'm going to show you some of the features real quick. I've got it hooked up to the Korg Wave Station plugin and an Arturia Beat Step to show you a few things. So first thing, when I press a note, you see that something lights on screen. That color is not static. It changes depending on how hard I hit the note. I've just come up with a rainbow scheme that I'm not particularly attached with, but it gives you the idea that as you go through a range of velocities, you can see a lot of change in the color. It's pretty vibrant. And I've arranged them from low pitch, goes left to right as you would on most devices, and then as you keep going up, goes up positionally, so the lowest notes are down here at the bottom. Can't hear anything because most things don't produce noise at, at that level, and then as you go up, so you'll notice the notes are white. I'm using the mouse to control them. That's a thing that you can do, is you can use the mouse or the keyboard to activate notes. I don't have any good way of detecting velocity, so I just set that to full, which is white. And I can actually start a note here, clear it with the mouse, start a note with the mouse, oops, start a note with the mouse, clear it with the device. So it's also got this collaborative aspect where if one person is playing with the device, the other person can cooperate with them, play different notes. So for example, if you try to teach someone chords, they might play a note, and you might choose to play some kind of chording around it, or I'd have to do the counting here if you do, or an octave. You could kind of match them. Another thing that's interesting is you can use it as a visualization of different settings and also what notes are being played. So for example, I'll just turn on the sequencer briefly on the beat step. You can tell that the beat step has one velocity for all notes. That's the green, but it's actually kind of useful information. You can also play pads at the same time, and you can see that it changes depending on how hard I hold it. Interesting thing about the beat step is when you're adjusting the pitch of a note, you twist the dials and it plays the notes so that you can hear what pitch is going to be associated with that step. But when you twist that, it becomes a very interesting visualization of a couple of things. First of all, you see exactly where your note is relative to others, but you also really quickly get a sense of the range of the instrument. And then when you are playing in performance mode, the knobs become controls, and I've made these so that they go through a range of colors, from white down. You can see that I'm accidentally bumping other controls. And it has 16 controls, and I'll just twiddle each of those, get a little light show. And the nice collaborative bit is that you can actually clear any of these controls back to 0 using the mouse. So, which it's not always easy to reset a knob that complex, and it gives you another feature. But mainly I wanted this as a kind of test harness, both for visualizations and also for hooking it up to things. making sure that I could send notes from the device playing to the screen, send notes from the screen to the output, send notes from the device playing, like the controller, also to the output, so that you basically are visualizing and performing at the same time. And that's working out fairly well. I'll be kind of polishing this up, this is kind of my proof of concept reference, and then I'll make a version of this for the Novation Launchpad, Launchpad Pro, hopefully a few other instruments. So I'm pretty pleased with it so far, and it's a lot of fun to just kind of add some flavor to a playing experience. We hooked it up to the Akai at Max 49, which has a more elaborate sequencer and also has a note repeat, and you really can see kind of the velocity that you're doing, the frequency with which notes are being played. It's actually turned out to be really fun for the visualization aspect, and I'm looking forward to polishing it up and letting people try it out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed.